Hello guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome back to our Studio Park build. Now in today's episode we are continuing work on our Backlot Tour. So in the last one we created this scene in front of us just here, which is from the movie Cops 5, The City. So this is a recurring movie that we've made up that is going to appear quite a few times in this ride, and there's been prop vehicles and other things mentioned from this fake movie. Now, moving on today, the next scene of the ride is going to take place over this way, just here. We're going to add a few more little prop scenes to the little pathway up here, and also to the exit path just there. And then what we're going to do is start working on the third and final grand scene of the ride. Now, the plan for this is a sort of post-apocalyptic style scene. So this is going to be a very rundown, futuristic kind of area where, I don't know what the movie's going to be called yet, I haven't got that far. But generally, imagine a world where everything's destroyed and there's only a few different groups of humans left. I mean, there's various movies that have followed this kind of theme. So that is the idea of this area. It's a very grand scene. What I've done, I've scoured the Steam Workshop and I found a couple of blueprints from various people out there. So if you see yours in this video, many thanks for your creativity. So as I've mentioned before, I am using blueprints as props in this ride. So those are our equivalent to movie scenes. So this post-apocalyptic area and grand scene is going to be on this area of the Backlot Tour. So enough of talking about it. Let's jump into a time lapse and let's get started. Okay guys, so welcome back. Right, so let's have a look through in a bit more detail what we've done today. So just to cap off the last scene that we did in the last episode, we've added a few more props just to the end just here. So we've got from Fearless Drivers the tour bus. Over this side from Cops 5 we have Bill's taxi. Over here from Warzone 2 we have tank number 4. And just at the end over there from Mandy's Adventure we have the News Chopper 1. So again, these are just made up movies that we add in throughout this experience. Now, moving on to the post-apocalyptic scene. As the bus arrives, this is going to be our grand finale scene for the ride. So this is the third and final scene. As you can see here, there's a little a traffic light. Just tell the bus driver whether it's okay to come into the scene. And this is what we're greeted with. This is Apocalypto, a 2016 movie. So, the scene begins with some crashed tour buses, which aren't really props. They're just there to kind of give you the idea that something is a little bit wrong. So as we move through, we've got quite a few props. Again, like I mentioned before, I'm using blueprints as movie props. So thank you to the guys who made these and put them up on the Steam Workshop. So the first one from the movie, Apocalypto, here's Hal's Hooch. This is a brilliant little blueprint that I found, this one, and there's another store around the other side. Now in the actual game they are meant to be food stores, but here we just use them as props. And I think they look great, it's kind of like a junkyard type thing. Around the area we've got some rocks, some abandoned cars, and sort of dead trees. Also using the burning embers effect, which is the only place really I can think to use this in this park. Again, realism, this wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have burning embers in a theme park, but for the sake of this ride, it works. Now, moving on, we've got this amazing blueprint that I found, which is kind of like an orcs village. It reminded me very much of something out of World of Warcraft, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So what we've done is we've used this as our centerpiece in our post-apocalyptic area. So the way it works, you come around this corner, the smoke disguises the two scorpions, who then begin attacking the train, one side, one at the other. And then some explosions go off inside the orc village, and the whole place sets on fire. So that is the idea of this scene. There is audio triggers as well as lighting. So when it's in the dark, and there's strobes and all kinds of stuff kicking off, and then the fire fades away, and it resets for the next bus. So this is our big finale grand scene, and again, I think this is an absolutely incredible centerpiece. So many thanks to the person who made this and uploaded it to the Steam Workshop. It's absolutely incredible. So here's that scene again, just as it there we go, and then all the explosions happen in the building, works its way up, then it all sets on fire. And that is our scene. Okay, so moving on to the end bit of this area. Again, this is very much the finale scene. So, oh, I've just noticed that's floating. I'll sort that out in a bit. So over here we have another abandoned building. This is from Apocalypto, and it's Hal's Junk Shop. So that's just there. We've reused a few of these buildings the other way around to give the perspective that it's a different build, which is a nice little feature that I've discovered. So just turn around, it looks like a completely different building. So here's a couple of abandoned shacks, another one just over here, and this takes us to the end of the post-apocalyptic area. So that is how it looks from above, guys, and that is today's episode. So that is the third and final scene in this Backlot Tour. So there's a tiny little bit left to do just at the end of the ride, just here, that brings it back into the station, and then we've just got a little bit of more work to do in the shop at the end. So altogether, guys, this is coming together quite nicely. So here's an overview of the entire ride so far. So we've got the entranceway just here, those first couple of prop scenes, our adventure area where we've got a nice we've got some nice explosions. Over here we've got a lovely car chase scene with some stunts involving vehicles. And then obviously over this side today we've just done this post-apocalyptic scene using some of these amazing blueprints. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you've enjoyed this, please give us a like down below, and as always, if you've got any queries, questions, comments or suggestions, drop those down below as well, and I'll try and answer every single one. Like I mentioned, in the next video we are going to completely finish this ride and the shop, and yeah, then we'll start moving on to the next part of this studio's park. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of our content. And if you haven't checked out any of the other stuff on the channel, please do that as well. We've currently got Hysteria Valley, which is our realistic British park with budgets in mind. That has been going on for around about a year now, so do check out that build. And we've also got some Parkitect content and other games here on the channel, so please do check the other stuff out. Okay guys, so in the next one we're going to finish this ride, so I'll see you then. Thank you, bye.